There's something really special about cozy games on the Nintendo Switch. Maybe it's how easy it is to curl up with it anywhere, couch, bed, or blanket fort, but somehow every world feels more personal, more alive. These are the kinds of games that remind you it's okay to slow down, breathe, and just be for a little while. So if you're looking for your next comfort pick, something that makes you smile and sink in, let's jump right in. If Toy Story and Pikmin had a tiny robot baby, it'd be Misc, a Tiny Tale. You play as Misc, a small robot exploring a world made of everyday junk. Bottle caps, batteries, even soda cans turned into towering cities. It's a classic 3D platformer filled with charm, light puzzles, gentle exploration, and a sense of wonder that makes even the smallest corner feel big. The visuals are vibrant and toy-like, the music's warm and bouncy, and the whole vibe feels handcrafted with love. It's one of those games that doesn't try too hard. It just makes you smile the whole time you're playing. Unpacking takes something as simple as moving boxes and turns it into an emotional journey. Each new room you organize tells part of someone's life story. No words, no dialogue, just carefully placed items that speak volumes. You'll go from setting up college dorms to first apartments, and the details quietly reveal everything. Who this person is, what they've been through, and where they're going. The sound design is pure satisfaction. Every rustle, click, and clink hits just right. It's peaceful, thoughtful, and the kind of game you finish in one sitting because it feels that personal. If you've ever dreamed of running your own bakery, lemon cake is pure cozy joy. You bake pastries, care for plants, feed animals, and serve smiling customers while slowly fixing up your charming little shop. It's got that perfect balance of gentle management and stress-free fun. A nice rhythm of cooking, cleaning, and improving as you go. Watching your dusty cafe turn into a warm, glowing bakery is genuinely satisfying, and the soft soundtrack makes it even sweeter. Oh, and there's a ghost helper who occasionally lends a hand, because every great bakery needs a friendly haunt, right? TOEM is one of those games that feels like a quiet walk through your favorite sketchbook. You play as a young traveler with a camera, journeying through a hand-drawn black and white world to witness the magical phenomenon known as the TOEM. Every area you visit is packed with cozy details and quirky characters who need your help, usually by snapping the perfect photo. It's calm and curious, with gentle puzzles that reward observation over action. The soundtrack hums softly in the background like a warm breeze, and every photo you take feels like a small moment worth remembering. It's creative, heartwarming, and the kind of game that makes you stop and smile at the little things, literally. Alba, a wildlife adventure, feels like summer vacation bottled up into a video game. You play as Alba, a young girl visiting her grandparents on a Mediterranean island, only to discover the local wildlife needs her help. Armed with a camera and a huge heart, you clean up litter, rescue animals, and document species for your nature journal. It's simple, wholesome, and full of that let's fix the world optimism we all need sometimes. The visuals are bright and sun-drenched, and the world feels alive with birdsong, wind, and laughter. It's not about rushing, it's about noticing. And by the end, you feel like you've genuinely made a difference, even if it's just a digital one. This one's pure joy if you've ever owned a cat, or been owned by one. Little Kitty Big City lets you explore a bustling town as a mischievous black cat on a mission to find your way home. Eventually, you'll nap in sunbeams, knock over flower pots, wear silly hats, and absolutely ignore the concept of urgency. It's cozy chaos in the best way. The city's full of charming details, and friendly and not so friendly animals to meet. The humor's light and self-aware, the kind of writing that knows exactly how cats think. I could go home now, but there's a fish shop over there. It's short, sweet, and endlessly cute. A tiny sandbox full of smiles. Coffee Talk is basically a late-night cafe turned therapy session, but make it pixel art. You're a barista in a quiet Seattle coffee shop that serves humans, elves, succubi, and other fantastical regulars. Instead of combat, your gameplay is making the perfect drink and listening to people open up about their lives. It's moody, mellow, and oddly comforting, like Night in the Woods meets a lo-fi playlist. The writing is surprisingly deep too, tackling things like identity, friendship, and finding peace in a busy world. And the sound of rain outside the window? Instant serotonin. It's the kind of game you play with a blanket and a warm mug in real life. Our favorite royal finally takes center stage in Princess Peach Showtime, and honestly, it's a total delight. Peach stars in a magical theater, hopping between different plays, each with its own theme and gameplay twist. One minute she's a sword-fighting hero, the next a detective, or even a kung fu master, all while saving the show from a group of mischievous villains. It's colorful, charming, and full of Nintendo's signature creativity. The best part? Peach's personality shines brighter than ever. Confident, kind, and a total boss. It's not just a game, it's a celebration of the princess who's been saving herself all along. If Animal Crossing is a cozy afternoon, Stardew Valley is a whole cozy year. You start with a rundown farm and turn it into something thriving. Crops, animals, friendships, and even love stories. But what makes it special is how personal it feels. You can spend hours fishing, mining, or just chatting with the townsfolk. Every little routine feels meaningful. There's always something to do, but never any pressure to do it fast. The music is gentle, the seasons roll by beautifully, and somehow it makes digital farming feel almost therapeutic. It's the ultimate just one more day kind of game, and suddenly it's 2 a.m. and your crops look amazing. If you ever wished Stardew Valley had a bit more sparkle, literally, then Fae Farm is that wish granted. It's a magical life sim where you farm, craft, fish, and explore while living in a fairy tale inspired world full of mystical creatures and cozy charm. Everything here glows. The colors, the music, even the friendships you build. You can play solo or with friends, customizing your character and home while balancing everyday tasks with little bursts of magic. It's basically a fantasy cottagecore dream, part farming sim, part cozy RPG, and somehow both relaxing and enchanting. If you've ever wanted to unwind and feel like a woodland witch with a watering can, this one's for you. Few cozy games hit emotionally the way Night in the Woods does. You play as May, a college dropout returning to her small hometown, a place that feels familiar, but not quite the same anymore. It's part platformer, part narrative adventure, but what really shines is the writing. The conversations are funny, painfully honest, and weirdly comforting, like catching up with old friends who totally get you. You explore the town, play minigames, hang out with friends, and slowly uncover the melancholy beauty beneath the surface. It's not cozy in the traditional sense, it's cozy in the real sense. Imperfect, honest, and deeply human. Spiritfarer is one of the most beautiful games ever made, and yes, one of the coziest, even though it's about saying goodbye. You play as Stella, a fairy master who helps spirits cross into the afterlife, but not before giving them comfort, kindness, and maybe a good meal. You'll sail across a stunning watercolor world, craft, cook, and build homes for your passengers, each one with their own story and heart. It's equal parts emotional and peaceful, the kind of game that makes you cry and feel healed at the same time. And when you're done, you just sit back on the boat, watch the stars, and let the moment breathe. It's magic. Tinykin takes the best parts of classic 3D platformers and wraps them in pure charm. You play as Milo, a tiny explorer who lands on Earth only to find humans gone and bugs running the show. Armed with your little army of colorful creatures, the Tinykin, you'll solve puzzles, climb furniture, and uncover secrets hidden in gigantic everyday environments. It's fast, fluid, and wonderfully stress-free. No combat, just exploration and clever problem solving. Every level feels like a childhood dream, exploring a house that's suddenly the size of a city, and the pastel art style makes everything pop. It's nostalgic, cozy, and endlessly fun. If you love classic farming sims, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar brings back that pure old-school charm. You run a humble farm near a bustling bazaar, growing crops and crafting goods to sell every week at your market stall. The bazaar itself is the heart of the game, a cozy little event where you chat with locals, decorate your booth, and haggle for fun. The farming loop is simple but satisfying, and the cast of villagers has that warm, comforting energy that makes you want to check in daily. It's like coming home to a simpler time. Just you, your crops, and a community that always feels welcoming. Beacon Pines looks like a cute storybook, but it's secretly one of the smartest, most emotional narrative adventures on the Switch. You play as Luca, a kid uncovering strange secrets in his small town, and you literally rewrite the story as you go. The game lets you swap out key words in the story to change what happens next, kind of like a cozy, mysterious Mad Libs. It's gorgeously illustrated, full of lovable characters, and balances heartwarming moments with genuine mystery. It's the perfect blend of cute and curious, a bedtime story with just a little edge. Dorfromantik is pure relaxation, disguised as a strategy game. You build a peaceful landscape tile by tile, rivers winding through forests, trains cutting through villages, fields blending into farmlands. There's no rush, no danger, just quiet creation. Each session feels like putting together a living puzzle, and the soundtrack is soft enough to melt stress on contact. It's the perfect just one more tile kind of game, meditative, simple, and endlessly satisfying. If you ever wanted a game that feels like building your own countryside daydream, Dorfromantik nails it. Imagine Animal Crossing, but on a haunted island that's secretly filled with warmth. That's Cozy Grove. You play as a spirit scout helping ghostly bears find peace, one small task at a time. Each day brings a handful of new quests, crafting goals, and emotional little stories that slowly unfold as the days go by. The watercolor art style and gentle music make every moment feel like a campfire memory. It's the kind of cozy that doesn't demand hours. It rewards you for checking in, helping others, and finding small joys in routine. Lil Gator Game is pure serotonin. You play as a tiny alligator exploring a big island, doing quests, and playing pretend with your friends, all while wearing goofy cardboard armor. It's short, sweet, and full of heart, with movement that feels effortless and joyful. Every jump, slide, and splash just makes you grin. It channels that childlike imagination energy, where every stick is a sword and every hill's an adventure. It's not about winning or collecting, it's about having fun, being curious, and remembering what it felt like to just play. The Moominvalley series has always been a masterclass in calm, clever design, and Moominvalley 3 continues that magic beautifully. It's a peaceful puzzle game built around optical illusions and impossible architecture, every level a piece of living art. You guide your character through shifting staircases, rotating towers, and Escher-like worlds, all while soaking in the quiet story told through its visuals. The music is soft and meditative, the puzzles feel intuitive, and every click sounds like glass wind chimes. It's less about challenge and more about flow, a dreamlike escape that's perfect for late-night play sessions. There's a certain joy in tidying up, especially when a cat keeps undoing your progress. A little to the left turns everyday organization into a cozy puzzle game about order, chaos, and feline interference. You'll straighten paintings, sort papers, and arrange objects until they just feel right. But every so often, that mischievous cat paw swipes in to mess it up again. It's oddly satisfying, with puzzles that rely more on intuition than logic, and a soft pastel art style that makes everything everything look like a Sunday afternoon. It's the perfect mix of cozy and cheeky, especially if you've ever owned a cat that thinks it's your boss. For pure relaxation and nostalgia, new Pokémon Snap hits a special spot. Instead of battling, you're exploring lush habitats with a camera, capturing Pokémon in their natural environments. Each photo safari feels peaceful and alive. Watching Pikachu nap under a tree or Magikarp flop across a waterfall never gets old. The more you observe, the more the world opens up, with hidden interactions and perfect photo ops waiting to be discovered. It's a celebration of wonder, a game that rewards patience, curiosity, and noticing the little things. Basically, Pokémon meets mindfulness. Fantasy Life I is what happens when you mix an RPG with a slice of life sim and sprinkle in pure Nintendo charm. You build your own life on a mysterious island where time itself has gone a little strange. You can farm, fish, craft, fight, or just hang out, switching lives, basically jobs, whenever you feel like it. One day you're a blacksmith, the next you're a magician or cook, all without losing that cozy flow. It's bursting with charm, colorful characters, cheerful music, and an easy rhythm that makes everyday tasks feel rewarding. It's like living in a fantasy storybook that doesn't rush you, it just lets you be. This one's pure atmosphere. Snufkin Melody of Moominvalley is a hand-drawn adventure inspired by the beloved Moomin stories, and it's every bit as calm and poetic as you'd hope. You play as Snufkin, a wandering musician trying to restore balance to a valley overtaken by noisy parks and rules. There's no combat, just exploration, puzzles, and gentle music that flows with your journey. The art feels like an animated storybook brought to life, and the tone is perfectly reflective, thoughtful, peaceful, and quietly rebellious. It's cozy in the truest sense, not because it's cute, but because it feels kind. The definition of cozy gaming. Animal Crossing New Horizons isn't just a game, it's a lifestyle. You move to a deserted island, build it from scratch, and fill it with adorable animal neighbors who each have their own personalities and quirks. There's no real goal beyond making your island feel like home. Decorating, fishing, gardening, or just sipping coffee at the roost while it rains outside. It's endlessly creative and soothing, with every sound, tune, and motion perfectly designed to relax you. And honestly, no matter how many hours you've sunk into it, there's always a new reason to visit your island again. Yoshi's Crafted World is pure, feel-good creativity in motion. Every level looks like it was made from cardboard, fabric, and buttons. A handmade world bursting with color and imagination. You guide Yoshi through playful platforming stages, flipping between the front and back of the scenery to uncover hidden paths and secrets. It's clever without ever feeling stressful. The music is cheerful, the enemies are more cute than scary, and everything feels like it was built by a kid armed with glue and glitter. It's impossible not to smile while playing. It's Nintendo charm distilled into soft, colorful joy. Ever thought dungeon crawling could be cozy? Cuisineer proves it can. You play as Palm, a catgirl chef who dives into magical dungeons for rare ingredients, then uses them to cook up meals at her family restaurant. It's this perfect mix of action and chill, fast-paced combat followed by peaceful cooking and management back home. You upgrade recipes, decorate your cafe, and serve customers in a rhythm that's oddly soothing despite the adventure outside. It's adorable, creative, and surprisingly addictive, because slaying a monster to make soup shouldn't feel this wholesome, but it absolutely does. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker takes the classic Mario charm and turns it into bite-sized puzzle adventures. You guide Captain Toad through tiny 3D dioramas, rotating the camera to uncover hidden paths and secrets. There's no rush, no big danger, just gentle problem solving and that satisfying aha feeling when you find the last gem. The levels are crafted with so much love and attention to detail that you can't help but admire them. It's like exploring a tiny toy box full of surprises. Wholesome, clever, and endlessly replayable, this is comfort gaming at its smartest. NEVA is one of those games that hits you right in the feelings, while still being breathtakingly gentle. From the creators of Grizz, it follows a young woman and her wolf companion through a beautiful, emotional journey about love, loss, and growth. There's light platforming and exploration, but the real draw is the atmosphere. Sweeping music, painterly visuals, and storytelling that speaks without words. The bond between you and your wolf is the emotional core, and watching that relationship evolve is both heartbreaking and healing. It's not just cozy, it's soulful. The kind of game that stays with you long after you set the controller down. Few games capture peace like A Short Hike. You play as Claire, a bird climbing a mountain to get cell reception, but it's really about everything that happens along the way. You can glide through the air, fish, talk to quirky campers, or just explore at your own pace. There's no pressure, no wrong path, just pure, relaxing discovery. The pixel art world feels alive and full of personality, and the dialogue is charming in that cozy, slightly goofy way. It's the perfect take a deep breath and wander game, a little adventure that feels like a weekend getaway. If creativity had a cozy game mascot, it would be Chicory, a colorful tale. You play as a dog armed with a magical paintbrush, bringing color back to a black and white world that's lost its spark. You'll paint, solve puzzles, and explore whimsical areas while gently unpacking themes of burnout, inspiration, and self-worth. The art style is adorable, the music is tender, and the story hits deeper than you'd expect. It's heartfelt without ever losing its playful charm. It's cozy, comforting, and quietly powerful, like coloring outside the lines and realizing that's exactly where you belong. Littlewood is what happens after the grand adventure is over. The heroes already saved the world, now it's time to rebuild it. You return to a peaceful town and spend your days crafting, farming, fishing, and befriending your quirky neighbors. It's low stress, wholesome, and full of charm. Every system, from mining to decorating, is simple but satisfying, making it one of those games that quietly pulls you in for hours. The best part? You get to shape the entire town however you like. No deadlines, no monsters, just pure creative calm. It's a love letter to rebuilding, resting, and enjoying the peace you fought for. If you love plants and a touch of mystery, Strange Horticulture is pure perfection. You run a small plant shop in a moody little town, identifying herbs and tending to your collection, while uncovering a dark magical story hidden beneath the surface. It's part puzzle, part cozy occult, and every discovery feels rewarding. The atmosphere is rich, soft rain tapping on the window, quiet music humming as you flip through your botany book. It's calm but intriguing, like a cup of tea with a hint of something mysterious. A cozy game with just enough edge to keep you hooked.
To find what is lost. Daisy Dock to grant courage.
Yoku's Island Express is one of the most creative cozy games ever made. It's a mix of pinball and platforming that somehow works perfectly. You play as Yoku, a tiny dung beetle turned postmaster, rolling through a tropical island to deliver mail and help its quirky residents. The world is vibrant and full of secrets, and the pinball mechanics make exploration feel bouncy and joyful instead of stressful. It's lighthearted, clever, and the soundtrack radiates sunshine. Few games manage to feel this fun and this chill at the same time. It's cozy energy in constant motion. My time at Portia is what you get when you mix crafting, farming, exploration, and a whole lot of heart. You move to a charming post-apocalyptic town, don't worry, it's more Studio Ghibli future than grim wasteland, and take over your father's old workshop. You'll build furniture, gather materials, farm crops, raise animals, and slowly become part of the community. The people of Portia are full of personality, each with routines, stories, and friendships to discover. It's relaxing but full of life, giving you plenty to do without ever feeling rushed. It's one of those games where you plan to play for 20 minutes and look up 3 hours later, surrounded by chickens, crops, and cozy satisfaction. Let's be honest, Untitled Goose Game might be the silliest cozy game ever made, and that's exactly why it's perfect. You play as a troublemaking goose in a quiet village, honking, stealing, and generally causing chaos, but all in the most harmless, delightful way possible. There's something deeply soothing about its mix of gentle puzzles and low-stakes mischief. The minimalist design, soft piano music, and small-town vibe give it a strange kind of peace, even when you're running off with someone's keys. It's cozy in the funniest sense, the kind of game that makes you laugh, unwind, and remember that sometimes peace looks like being a little bit of a menace. And there you have it, a lineup of cozy adventures and feel-good escapes waiting on your Nintendo Switch. Whether you're baking bread, snapping photos, or just honking at strangers, these games prove comfort can come in all shapes and sizes. Which one's calling your name? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe if cozy gaming is your happy place.